Stretching from the southeast of Jerusalem and slanting down to the Dead Sea, the Judean desert is an arid region. For generations, this infertile part of Palestine hosted the most peripheral elements of society: runaway criminals, retiring religious mystiques, and dissident sects.
Masada, seen behind me, from the Aramaic Meitzad, a fortress, embodies all the characteristics of the desert: isolation, rising above the surroundings, and bordered on all four sides by steeply cliffs, ferocious topography, and relentless living conditions.
But on top of the mountain, history played a twist and converted the apparent hardships into a glorious architectonic setting. A majestic, fortified mansion equipped with all the amenities of the Roman world. Bathhouses flooding with fresh water, palatial layout decorated with the finest art, and above all an echeloned royal suite, literally hanging on 3 stairs of the precipitous northern cliff, and embracing a breathtaking panorama.
Herod, king of the Jews, was behind all this. Hated by his own people, and torn between his sterling personal talents as administrator, leader, and politician, and the lack of authority that came with his status as a client king empowered by, and thus subdued to the Romans, Herod channeled his efforts to magnificent building projects. In Masada, it seems as if he strove to overpower nature itself. The sharp contradiction between the barren wilderness and the glorious architecture testifies to Herod's complexity. It also stamps the site with an aura of sadness. "77 years later, Herod was long gone. The Jewish revolt against the Romans was crushed mercilessly, their capital Jerusalem razed to the ground, and their temple demolished. In Masada, where we are now, the last of the rebels were taking refuge, surrounded by the best of the most terrifying military machine of the time, the Roman army. On top of Masada, 967 people, men, women, and children, were fighting their last battle. They were all Jews and members of the zealous group named the Sicarian. This was their synagogue. Benches around the walls, facing Jerusalem. And here, inside, they were coming together. Synagogue, from the Greek word synagoge, bring us together. Here, they came to implore their God, facing Jerusalem, for salvage, invoke his glory to appear and miraculously save them. The Jewish Roman historian Josephus tells us that after 3 years of siege, realizing that all hope to hold the Roman back has evaporated, their leader Eleazar, the son of Yair, talked them into committing mass suicide.
Only 2 women and 5 children, who were hiding in one of the huge water cisterns on the mountain, were saved, and preserved the story of the group for future generations. Masada was inscribed as an emblem. But for what?